run through all of those as well. But let's get into our next topic here. So welcome back to the stream, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to quickly, there was a new EV, there was a new EV that was just announced yesterday. At least the pricing of it was announced, and so we're going to take a look at this tweet and where it compares apples to oranges on these two vehicles versus this vehicle or this EV versus the Model 3, and we're going to see how does it actually stack up. I know what probably a lot of your answers, a lot of people watching, what your answer is going to be about whether this vehicle is worth it or not, but we will take a look at that's for sure. And we're just going to talk about, because even though I am a Tesla fan, at the end of the day I love buying my Teslas, we always got to take a look at what's out there, see what the competition is bringing, and it's because that is always going to put more pressure on Tesla to bring a better deal out there, a better vehicle that's lower priced, and so that competition is good at the end of the day. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. So shout out to Andrew Lambrich, sorry if I butchered that, on Twitter. He was able to get down to the nitty gritty and compare the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, which is the inexpensive, most cheapest Tesla that there is right now, versus the brand new just released pricing 2023 Ioniq 6 standard range electric vehicle. So you got the 2023 Model 3 rear-wheel drive right now. Price starts at $42,990. Of course, the disclaimer there is that's the price today, right? So Tesla could raise or lower that at any moment here. And of course, it comes with potentially a $7,500 tax credit if you take delivery today and not in March. But we also don't know what's going to happen in March, right? It could change, it could get delayed. IRS could delay these guidelines, and all Tesla Model 3s and Model Ys would still qualify for this $7,500 tax credit, but we have no idea at the moment. But comparing the Model 3 versus pricing versus the Ioniq at $41,600, you can see there is, the Ioniq at retail price does have a slight edge. We can do exact math here, and it's a $1,300 or $1,309 difference between the Model 3 and the Hyundai Ioniq 6. But the one thing there is, of course, the Hyundai Ioniq 6 does not qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. We know that's for a fact because it's not produced in the US, and it also doesn't have the correct battery minerals as well currently. And so if you were to compare it that way, then of course the Model 3 is a strong winner, especially if you can get the $7,500 tax credit. Rolling down to some of the other features, like Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, 283 horsepower versus Hyundai Ioniq 149 horsepower. I mean, is that even a question there? That's literally half the power there. So no, we'll just say Tesla Model 3 100% wins in that category. Going to the mile range, we got Tesla Model 3 at 272 mile range versus Hyundai Ioniq's 240 mile range. So it seems like the Model 3 wins in this category as well. But we also have to see what real world testing brings from this. Can the Hyundai Ioniq actually do 240? Can the Model 3 actually do 272? I bet if we were to go look at that, we would actually see what those actual stats are. So maybe not as we won't put as too much weight on that. It's probably maybe closer to the same for both, but we also don't know. And then Model 3 for the charging is at 170 kilowatts for DC fast charging, and the Hyundai Ioniq brings a staggering 350 DC fast charging kilowatts. So if you don't understand what those numbers mean, that's the charging rate of how fast you can charge these vehicles. But at the end of the day, 170 kilowatts is still pretty fast. I mean, to go from 20 to 80%, that's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes, and to go for a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, you might save yourself 5 to 10 minutes if you can go to a reliable DC fast charging that will charge consistently at 350 kilowatts, where spoiler alert, if you go to Electrify America chargers or some other brand chargers, you might not actually get 350 kilowatts speed out of that. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your vote is. Of course, I probably know what a lot of your votes is on this versus which vehicle you think is the better deal. And in my opinion, because it is so hard to get a Hyundai product or Hyundai vehicle without paying some sort of markup for a while, but we could be going into a climate where, you know, Hyundai Ioniq 6s might be discounted, or maybe in the Hyundai Ioniq 5 might get discounted. So it'd be definitely some pretty interesting stuff, because then if it's discounted, what, 5-10%, it might be compelling at that point. But you know, I still have other things. And then, you know, what if, you know, the Tesla supercharging network becomes more reliable and opened up, and people can actually, other EVs can actually charge their reliability? That could change the equation, and that's for sure for all these other non-electric vehicles out there. But let me know your thoughts on that. We're going to jump into some of the comments and some of the questions on some of the live streams. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including a couple credit unions on that list that have interest rates as low as 2.5% to 3.2% to 4% from 60 to 80 months. So definitely check it out if you're interested, and thank you for supporting the channel. All right, thanks for